Alright, I'm doing this trade recap extremely late. This is week 1 of October. It is currently week 3 of October. I still have to do week 2 of October on the week recap, so I'm 2 weeks behind. Not sure why I am. I really don't know. I should have just done this. But now I have to do 2 week recaps today. Um, yeah, just been procrastinating on these, not gonna lie. But it's a form of discipline and also just a form of journaling that I need to be doing. So I have no choice but to do these. I really don't want to, but it's whatever. I'm gonna try to do these quick, um, as informative and as best of like an actual journal as possible, because I do want to look back on these. Um, yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. We're gonna hop in replay mode. I don't remember because, as I said, it's been 2 weeks since this actually happened. 2 weeks plus, it's about to be 3. So I don't remember the trades I took, nor do I remember the actual setups that were given. So we're just gonna have to go in this like blinded, bro. Literally as if it was a new week. We're gonna start off at 6 a.m. open just because the 4 hour is going to show the entire price action for that session. So we're gonna start off on the 6 a.m. candle. Or 6 a.m. open just for the 4 hour, and then we'll get right into market open. So off the bat, sorry, someone is texting me. Okay, so we are at all-time highs. We're not all-time highs actually. Sorry, let me rephrase that. We are forming structure to go to all-time highs. So I'm gonna keep this in mind up here. I do like this high that we have here, this intermediate 4 hour high, but we must keep in mind that we have an SMT there. Okay, we rejected off this little support level. We have a 4 hour gap that this filled completely, and we rejected, forming new all-time highs, pulled back down into this gap, rejected, and looks to be, repeating what happened last time. So I'm leaning more bullish on here. We are inversing this gap here, this gap up here, this gap up here. Overall bullish. We left a 4 hour, unmitigated 4 hour right here that I'll be looking at. So these are pretty much my levels, these two 4 hour gaps. If I want to be bullish, I want to see these gaps get tapped into and respected and push towards, at minimum, this high right here. And if we're bearish, I would like to see us inverse one of these gaps or both. And or maybe something on the hourly. Let's go ahead and head there. Actually, let me just move this towards 9 a.m. Alright, perfect. Okay, so off the hourly, we can see that we just have a crazy bullish structure. We have an unmitigated gap down here, too far down, not interested in that. Let's see how many points away, or we're literally 150 points away from that, so I'm not going to be interested in that. Just looking at these 4 hours here, and we are currently bouncing off of this gap right there, okay, this 1 hour gap. So it looks like these highs are going to be achievable. So yeah, I'm going to keep that in mind. If I go down to the 15-minute, okay, now this is market open. So we inverse this 15-minute, we inverse this 15-minute. We have an SMT at these highs, so I can definitely see us being bearish here. Honestly, kind of conflicting. I love the higher draw up here. I think we should tap this. We do have an SMT right there, as well as on that higher time frame, with this high that we have marked out. So just honestly gonna see what happens. So based off here, I can lean more bearish. Okay, we inverse this gap. We have basically a higher time frame entry model, liquidity sweep, SMT there, and inverse of these. So this is like a whole higher time frame entry model. What can I target? Well, we can see what we do off of this gap here. Okay, targets look to be, we have true day open aligning with London, so we have this 4 hour, and we have London low. We have this intermediate, or not intermediate, sorry, it's just a 4 hour, and we have Asia session down here. So I can definitely see us being bearish until we at least tap one of these levels. Really not much else to go off of here. Just watch this. Yeah, this is crazy. We do have, this looks like manipulation. accumulation, manipulation, and we can possibly distribute higher. Let's just see what we get. Okay, seeing this delivery, we did take liquidity out here. If we made equal lows on the 15-minute time frame, that's not good. So we made equal lows. We swept this this low here. We tap into this fair value gap. Now let's see what happens. ES, we take higher time frame. So we do have that SMT. All right, so I mean everything aligns. Honestly, does not look like a setup I would take on like a live account or anything. We are delivering from a 15-minute and a 5-minute, which is something I really do like. But looks very, very risky. Let's see, boom, boom, on 3 gaps. We should at least have like a 3-minute, I think. 2-minute right there. We have a 3-minute up here. 4-minute. So this 4-minute is the highest time frame inversion. Okay. This 3-minute is holding like crazy. So is this 1-minute? Literally do not trade anything that's going on here. Okay, this looks very, very shitty. ES is still dropping as well. And we could possibly be targeting London low. Definitely would wait for London to get hit. We have triple equal lows. Let's see if we have anything on the 4-hour. This is also a 4-hour gap. Yeah, so we would definitely wait for this low to get hit. I think I do remember this trade just because I remember wanting to wait for this to get hit. So just gonna wait here. Let's see what ES does. Nothing yet. Okay, so we do eventually achieve these highs once we break that 3-minute. Wow, by the time we break the 3-minute, we actually already run up, same as this 4-minute. That was insane. Yeah, once this 1-minute is holding for a solid minute here. Then once we broke that, I mean, this seems very choppy, and I mean the draw on liquidity seems very, very obvious. Wouldn't ever take this, but I mean if anything, that's the only entry model I could see happening. But I mean we edge this low down here, so honestly would not be open to take anything until ES takes that low. At this point in time, it is already, Killzone has not started yet. We have taken this out. Could I see rejection off here? We did tap into this 4-hour up here. Okay, so we did tap into a 4-hour. This high is now protected. We barely tapped it, but doesn't matter. What matters if we tapped it. We did inverse this gap, but let me see if we have. We also have an hourly that we tapped into, so could definitely see shorts playing off here, but we're way too close to all-time highs here to be interested in that. ES is just chopping. There's really nothing to go over here. Okay, I think I do remember this also happening, and I'm not sure if I did take a trade on this or not, but we have a 15-minute tap there. Also a 5-minute. So this 5-minute did get tapped. Okay, I remember going over this. Alright. So I don't remember if this was losing or not, to be honest. Okay, so the idea was we blew past these. We come back, we make a 5-minute, we tap into this 5-minute. Does that mean we're looking for longs? No, because this 5-minute stop loss then becomes a 15-minute and an unmitigated gap. So we're waiting for this 15-minute to get tapped. We do get a nice tap there. Very good rejection wick right there. ES still not taking that. I don't know if I took this or not. We have a 1-minute gap here. Good break-even point right there. Let's see if we have anything on the 2-minute. Okay, we do have a 2-minute, but it's all the way up there with that premium 1-minute, so this 1-minute is definitely the valid entry. TP here, and I think I did take this because I remember saying something about this was like a break even. So once we tap this, go break even, or at this high, depending on how confident you are in the trade. Definitely aiming for this high is not the move. If anything, you should aim for like this body close, strictly because this is a protected high since we did tap into that unmitigated hourly. That is literally the only trade I could possibly see, playing out. Yeah, not really much to go off of there. Pretty boring day. Let's see if we have anything good on Tuesday. $6 a.m. Okay. So based off this hourly, we rejected off this level here. Rejecting off here. We have. Let me delete that. Let me delete it. We'll keep it. So we inverse this 4 hour. We are inside of this discounted 4 hour. We take previous day Asia session. This is very early in the set. We don't have any bearish gaps to go off of. Right now, I am leaning. Don't really have a set bias based off this 4 hour. If I go in the hourly, let's see. Unmitigated gap. We have that 4 hour. We do have an unmitigated 1 hour down here. I would like to see it. Oh, did we tap that already? So we did tap that one unmitigated 1 hour. I could see us pushing up here because this looks like accumulation, manipulation, and distribution. Of course, we need to go towards 9 a.m. So we'll do that. All right, I can see continuations off here. We sweep previous day Asia session. Previous day Asia session swept. We deliver from this hourly that we tapped into as well as this 4 hour. So yeah, I'd like to see where we go from there. If we go on the 15-minute time frame. Nope, wrong one, sorry. There you go. All right, this is a perfect draw. So we are definitely going to be bullish here. We have Asia and we have Asia plus London, relatively equal highs. This is our perfect draw. We also have this unmitigated 15-minute up here as an extra runner if we do get longs. Unmitigated gap up there, but this is pretty much all you need. Do have that low right there, but this is the main draw that we were looking to get hit. Like automatically, I don't even need to have a set bias. This just looks like it's getting hit. And if we didn't have an SMT, this is legitimate, like perfection. Okay, we don't have an SMT there, so this is obviously going to be the draw for the day. Rejected off here, chopping a little bit, and then we get clean candles here. We have a 15-minute, and then we have this 15-minute down here that I can expect to get hit before going long. We also have this 5-minute down here. Let's just get in the market open and see what happens. Leaning definitely bullish here. Crazy market open. We dump down. Let's see what whoa. Let's just, okay, so we just automatically dump down. There's really nothing to look for. We go on the 15-minute time frame. We sweep this London low, and if we have an SMT, that's going to be perfect. So we sweep a low inside of a low. If we have an SMT, this is literally perfect, bro. Looking for longs here is perfect. Okay, we don't need ES to sweep all that because we have that SMT there. We tapped into if we tap this, no, we didn't. We edged it, but it's all good. We have everything we need. Hourly. We do tap this order block there. On the 4 hour, what do we have? Okay, that's everything. Now let's look for the entry model. So, of course, we want to wait for London to actually get hit. We don't want to trade when we do that. So, London got hit there. Okay. We have a 1-minute gap here. A 2-minute. We also have a 3-minute. And a 4-minute. Okay. So that's our break-even point. We have that 5 minute there. Okay, if we had something on the 30-second, you would take it here. We'll just say that. I don't have the 30-second chart on here, unfortunately. I really need to get that. Targets would be all the way up here. That's, of course, if we even have a 30-second, which I don't know if we do or don't. Since we do have a 2 minute up here, which honestly looks very, very nice. We have a 3 minute that gets inverse, but we tap into this premium 3 minute. We have a 4 minute, and then we have this 5 minute. So ideally, just wait for this 5 minute to get inversed since we tapped into it already. And yeah, it looks like we end up just dumping. If we maintain that SMT, it would look nice. Okay, at this point in time, if I still want to be bullish, I want to see ES take these equal lows right there, or just take some form of liquidity. Okay, this looks very, very valid. Okay, let me actually pull this back. So we still maintain that very high time frame SMT. We take liquidity here on ES. We have this high time frame SMT. Everything looks perfect. Okay, definitely going to be expecting rejection off here. We have a 1 minute gap. Nothing on the 2 minute, so this, just check. Okay, nothing else. Let's see what our break-even point would be. Don't really have one. Probably be like a fair value gap on the lower time frame. But when we inverse this gap, which we already saw it did happen, so I don't know why I'm marking this out, but inversion here. Okay, we edge it. Boom, entry. Stops could honestly be like somewhere right here, but for the sake of the entry model, we're just going to put it at where it should be at all the time. So we're not really involving discretion on the entry model. Break-even point, honestly, I could see this 1 minute gap being our break-even point. See if we have anything else. We really don't have anything. We also have this 3 minute that we can look out for. We do have a 3 minute here. But honestly, like if we look at the entire leg, the 1 minute was very, very valid. Yeah, I'm just gonna go break even at this point. Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me, You gotta be fucking kidding me. This looks insane. No way we got break even here. Okay, we do come back down. We tap back into this IFEG. Let's see if we do run up. Okay, it looks like we just chop here, to be honest with you. There was a 15 minute up there, so yeah. This 15 minute definitely screwed us. In the end, we ran up, swept these highs perfectly, and had some major rejection there. This honestly just looks very unfortunate. If it were me, I would have been pissed. I think I do remember the strong liquidity. It does kind of ring a bell, but at this point in time, you see price run up, you see it run down, and we run up. If we run back down, this is a sign not to trade, okay? As you can see, we run back down, we make like a letter M. Like this shit, you just know it's gonna be choppy, 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 choppy. And let's actually see if we did get anything valid. Okay, this changes my perspective on everything right now. So we do achieve all this low resistance liquidity. We also take out London here on ES. This happens at 10:39. Let's check what happened at 10:39. 10:39. We swept this SMT here. At this point in time, I'm not looking to trade. Maybe if I had, I don't know, maybe later on down the line, I'll be open to take trades like these. But, oh, we literally have perfect delivery from here. Once ES takes that low resistance, we have a nice re-entry there off that SMT and lower time frame liquidity sweep. Nothing else. Nothing else. Yeah, just that. That was a nice re-entry for a 2R. This one was a 1, almost like a 2R. This one was very solid, honestly. I like this one the most because we had that SMT, but this low resistance we had on ES looked very attractive. We did take this, and then we left the rest open. which I thought was okay strictly because we had the SMT. But ultimately, I guess ES just wanted to take this London low out. Yeah, rejected. This is a pretty decent day. You would have just, if anything, got break even on this trade. This was very solid, A plus. This one is, it's a good trade. I would consider it like an A plus, maybe an A minus model. It's just I don't typically trade this late in the kill zone, especially when we're 4 minutes until kill zone closes. And on top of that, I would probably be off the charts because of this price action. So now that we got that out of the way, let's go ahead and go towards or to Wednesday. All right. So honestly, just chopping on the higher time frame here. Let me go ahead and hide these drawings because everything is getting in my way. We inverse this 4 hour right there. We have a 4 hour above us. Definitely gonna. I don't know what to aim for, honestly. I don't. This 4 hour time frame lately, this week, so far has not been great. Not leaning towards anything at this specific time. However, whatever I see right now changes my perspective a lot. So we deliver from this hourly gap. We inverse on the higher time frame. We literally have a higher time frame entry model once again. On the 4 hour, we don't really do. There's nothing to see on the 4 hour. Literally nothing. Okay, we tap into a 15-minute as well. Yeah, 15-minute hourly delivery. Accumulation, manipulation. Looks like we are going ahead towards these highs up here. This is very high time frame. Low resistance. So yeah, definitely gonna lean bullish here. We have Asia highs intact. Not really a high, to be honest with you. Just some bullshit, but liquidity is liquidity, especially if it's a session high. We have this intermediate high that looks to be a better target than Asia. Yeah, these are the main draws I'm going to be looking for today. When is this? 8:45. 1, 2, 3. Got spoiled there. A bummer, but whatever. All right, we have this low. We have these lows. Let's see what we have on ES. We have 1 hour gap delivery as well. We do edge this 15-minute, but it's fine. We have that SMT with NQ on that 15-minute. Unmitigated gap. No, it's not unmitigated. Honestly, just looking for a 15-minute or 5-minute pullback and longs from there. Let's see what we have on the 5-minute. Okay, if we do come sweep this low, I don't know if we did or didn't, to be honest with you. 5-minute gap right there. This looks clean, so we're just gonna see what happens. Oh, this is beautiful. We probably don't even get an entry model because how fast this happened. So we sweep this intermediate low, which was also inside of a 15-minute. We tap into this 5-minute. Also this pretty big order block right there. We probably have an SMT or some sort. Yeah, we have an SMT right there. This is an A plus model. Honestly, you could just bottom tick this shit. Like, you don't even need an entry model. This just looks so perfect. Literally everything I said, everything that I said I wanted to happen happened. Yeah, this shit's crazy. Maybe if you had something on the 15-second. I doubt the 30-second, to be honest with you. But I mean, honestly, aiming for like a 1-to-1, a little over 1-to-1 here. This doesn't seem too bad. We do already sweep this. Of course, it passes our break-even point, but we just literally sweep like one of our targets up here. So this wouldn't be a trade. Obviously, this is just something I'm gonna mark out and see what happens. Would have been a break-even. Did not take that high up there, but quite unfortunate. Like, the perfect scenario happened, and we just didn't really get an entry towards there. We don't even get a short here because this is just chop central. At this point in time, it's 9:50. Okay, so this high is protected. Let's see what happened on ES. ES also took that. Let's see what happened on the 15-minute. We're delivering from this gap. We could look for shorts here, because if we didn't take this, we are likely just going to generate this low resistance. And yeah, I can definitely see us being bearish. Would I necessarily take shorts? No, but I do believe we can push lower. Let's just see what happens. We inverse this 5 minute. If we get a pull back into here, shorts do seem possible. All right, so we pull back into this 5 minute. Pull back into the 5 minute on the 1 minute. We would wait for this to get inversed. I don't like how we tap this gap. This is probably invalid if we do get shorts, just because this would be our break-even point. Okay, we're holding respect. Yeah, once we inverse this gap here, this is invalid. If anything, this is confirmation to go long, and I would go long here just because we maintain that SMT. We also make an SMT. Do we make a new one? I don't know. I don't think so, but yeah, this would be a nice long. We have a 1 minute gap there. A 1 minute gap here. Very valid. This is the Reaper model, or my Reaper model. The only problem with this is, yes, this was our main target, but in order for us to get here, we have to take this high, and this high is protected. So that's the one thing I don't like about that. If we do take it, just, I guess, go break even here, and I guess you could wait for this 5 minute entry, which happened all the way up here. Let's just see how this, not the great R, not the best RR. Hit break even point. This trade gets, okay, I remember that trade. That trade literally got break even. That, oh, that sucks so much. We're gonna put this out the way for a little bit. This 5 minute entry. Damn, what the hell would you even put your, this looks so chalk, bro. Guess for 1-to-1. So the 5 minute gets inversed, and damn, bro, what would you even, this looks so scuffed. Wouldn't take this. Actually, I don't know, because I remember doing a recap on this day, and it looked very, very nice. And I did a recap on it. Both the trades. What the fuck, actually? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm never doing a recap this late ever, because my brain is so fried. It's 2 weeks past this actually happening, and I don't remember shit, dude. Honestly, if I took this, I'd probably put my stops like at this candle close down here, just for at least a 1-to-1. Not even a 1-to-1. You would have to overextend the TP a little bit. But, dude, honestly, this shit looks so buns, bro. Yeah, I don't know where you would honestly put stops there. I wouldn't even take the 5 minute. I would have taken this 1 minute here. Looks way cleaner. Yeah, that's pretty much it for this day. This day looks so shit. We need to see if we actually hit TP. Okay, so we did. We ran up, and what else did we run up to? This high up here. And these are the highs that I did want to get hit. I remember this day. These two highs. I think this was previous day. That was previous day, of course. This one was just the random high that we had. Okay, I remember this trade, bro. I do remember this trade a lot. My friend took this shit, and I had crazy FOMO. Oh, okay. I just remembered something. Literally, because I remember me having FOMO, there was a losing trade here. Okay, here is the losing trade. Off of market open, we have this 5 minute. We tap into this 5 minute right there, and we get a 1 minute inversion. Yeah, nothing else. We have this 1 minute inversion. Boom, break even, of course, here. Stop loss at this low. Targets. Yeah, I did have my targets up here, but I was mostly aiming for here just because this, I didn't want to aim, like, be too greedy, but this was basically the trade I took. Got stopped immediately. We came back down, gave another entry. I didn't take this entry model, and this one I saw got break even, and I was like, huh. And then I was like, this 5 minute should fail. I don't remember where I put my stop for this 5 minute. Okay. Well, now that I remember the context of this, and I do remember that I did, you can go back on the trade recap. This was what, October 1st, the first day of October. Started off with the loss, and then, oh, we did get break even on here. We did take this 5 minute actually, and I went break even a little early, just like very, very early actually. I kind of broke my rules there, strictly because we came off a loss, and I started to lose confidence in this trade after seeing, I don't remember everything. Just, I have a fucking recap for a reason. Why am I explaining myself? Yeah, we have this gap here. We also have, I think, a 2 minute. Yeah, we had this 2 minute. So this 2 minute order blocks look like a solid stop loss. Gives us room for this, gap to get filled and everything. 3 trades this day. 1 loss, 1 break even, and then 1 recovery for a 2.5 R, which is crazy. All right, 2 more days and I'm done with this shit. Fuck, bro, I gotta do another day after this. Or another week. I'm so cooked. Alright, so we do eventually achieve all-time highs. That's crazy, bro. That trade was insane. Run up all the way to all-time highs. Okay, so since we are currently at a new all-time high, we have a 4 hour down here. That's all I'm gonna mark. You have a 4 hour there. Let's go ahead and skip down to the hourly. Let's see what we have in the hourly. We delivered from this gap. We have an unmitigated gap here. On the 15-minute chart. Would love to see it tap into this hourly and then maybe push deeper into this unmitigated 15-minute. We have a crazy SMT. Look at this consolidation here. This looks so chopped. No unmitigated 4 hours, at least in the range that we can aim for. We have no unmitigated hourlies. This just looks like a bunch of bullshit, bro. Boom, boom, boom. Looks like support or resistance, sorry. Yeah, it looks like some bullcrap. Oh, that was YM, sorry. I apologize, yes. Didn't mean to talk shit. Unmitigated 4 hour, which looks pretty achievable. Hourly with liquidity, equal lows resting in here. This looks like a good reversal point if we get this right there. So I would definitely be open to take longs off of strictly that. Alright, well. Oh, let's get into it. This recap is so shit. I'm so sorry, bro. This recap is just so ass. Hourly, 4 hour, 50 minute, and then we have a 4 hour down here, which is London and Asia, so we'll mark that out. And Asia's all the way down there. Don't need to mark that because I wouldn't aim for that. So based off, straight off rip, market open, we dump. We don't give anything. We just dump, dump, dump. We come all the way down to this 4 hour. We take London out. We take London out here. We don't tap into any 4 hour because we don't make one. The hourly. So yeah, this looks very sweet on ES. Okay, not really much there's no SMT, maybe on the lower time frame, but nothing too noticeable on the higher time frame. We have an hourly tap, a 4 hour tap. We sweep London. Perfect for longs. What would be the ideal entry? We have a very hard sell off here, so it's pretty hard to determine that. 2 minute. We have a 3 minute. We literally have one on every single time frame. So I guess the 5 minute would be a valid one. Unless we have... This is so hard. Honestly, wouldn't really be looking to take anything. Okay, yeah, I remember this. So... On the higher time frame, we did inverse these, this 1 hour. But we tapped into these great levels here. What about... Here, yeah, we'll just wait for Asia session since we came, like, very, very... Where is it? Show it, please. Show me the session lows. Okay, whatever. Very solid entry point here. I would love to take this. See, if we have a very hard sell-off, it's pretty hard to know when to enter because your break-even point would typically be a 5 minute. And we have like consecutive 5 minute gaps. So right when we get the entry, like the break even is like 5 points away. So really hard to find an entry here. So I love when we get this, you know, this leg here. We get another manipulation leg and we have a very solid entry point. All right. So if we get this entry, I would be taking it. Looks like we're gonna get it here. Okay, we have a 2 minute, so we'll take that 2 minute if we even get it. So we inverse the 1 minute there. I'm assuming we inverse the 2 minute at the same time. Let's check. So this 2 minute is more of a more valid entry. Break even would be at a 5 minute. So up here. We also have one here that we're gonna be on the lookout for. Yeah, so we get the 1 minute here. This would be a solid enough entry, but we'll just take the 2 minute because we're gonna stick more to data. Targeting, let's see if we have anything. We have a 15 minute there. Yeah, this is we'll go break even here just because that's a 15 minute as well, and not just a 5 minute. Honestly, TP could just be around there. No need to aim up here. It's pretty dangerous. We probably got to break even. Yeah, this was break even. Once we tapped that, we hit break even. And we just bullshit. Okay, so this is actually the trade that I took. That I held. Yeah, so I took... Was this the fuck? What? Bro, I am so confused right now. No, this is not the one that I took. Never mind. I don't think I held this. What the I'm just gonna zoom past everything here. Okay, never mind. It was probably the trade the next day. This looks very similar. You'll see what I mean. We get a break even here. That 5 and 15 minute gap. Yeah, we just chopped. There's nothing else to be taken, no re-entry or anything like that. Now let's just go ahead and get to the last day. Trying to make sure there's really nothing else. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and check to see which trades I did take. See how accurate this thing was. All right, 4 hour we have. We have a 4 hour right there. On the hourly. What the fuck? We have, boom. Okay, this is the trade I was talking about. We have a discounted, the very discounted 1 hour. We also have this 4 hour that got tapped into. Definitely gonna be leaning bullish here. Let's see if we're at all-time highs. Yeah, we're at all-time highs on both pairs. So long until proven wrong. I'll probably do that other recap tomorrow because I got a bunch of other shit to do, bro. Way too much stuff to do. 15 minute. Okay. This looks perfect. All right. Rejection off these levels. I'm going to be looking for continuations long. for a 5 or 15-minute pullback. But one thing I did like, because as you can see, once 10 a.m. opened, we did inverse that 1 hour and that 4 hour. But one thing I was really looking at on this trade, see, this is why I need to do these recaps like same week, so I can be like, I can remember this shit and I don't have to take the time to actually do my analysis as if I started the trading day all over. So this, we had this, the CE of this range aligning with this 4 hour order block. We also have had a very, very obvious swing low here, which aligned just above that OTE zone. We also had a true day open right there, and then we had a 5-minute gap right there that we were looking at. I'm gonna go ahead and mark that. Okay, so at this point in time, we gotta wait for market open. So we're gonna, boom, we run up, we tap into an unmitigated hourly right there. Still looking for buys here. This is a great level of sell side. We have multiple set of equal lows, as well as this low resistance that we generated. Looking for this to get hit. We end up hitting it, and then we get a long here off the 2-minute. Stops could be right there. No need to have it all the way down there. Targets, break even at that high. Targets toward all-time high. And let me make sure there was no other entry point. Yep, just 2 minutes. So hit the break even, and then we run back down. And then at 10 a.m., we did have 10 a.m. news this day. This was the 10 a.m. news drop. We took this level out. So we tapped the 4 hour order block. We tapped OTE, and we swept this low. We tapped it to the 5-minute eventually. And we get a very clean entry model here. This was a 1 and a 2-minute entry, I believe. Targeting around up here. Because this break even ended up being a loss because I trailed my stop a little bit. And I just took half a size loss there. So I did make up for that. Let me check if there's a... No, I guess there wasn't a 2-minute. Break even point was this 5-minute. Alright, we had another 5-minute, which was more discounted up here, which is something I wanted to aim for. That's a TP. We're on to 1-to-1. We have, yeah, we had this, which is what we were aiming for, the standard deviation of the 5-minute rejection wick. We also tapped into OTE of this 5-minute rejection wick, which led to more confluences. Before we got the entry model, we tapped into, right there you can see the OTE of that rejection wick, and that led to our very, very high conviction that this trade would hit. We hit the 5-minute, instead of going break even, because we've been dealing with a lot of break evens this week. I held and was just saying fuck it, TP or stop loss. And then we came back up, we tapped this 5-minute, which is also a 15-minute. And now, since this is a week recap, I'm going to go over this before, well, I'll finish the trade out and then go over this, because we gave 2 shorts right here, which were break evens and losses. Yeah, ultimately, we did run up all the way towards an hourly gap, which was also the OTE of that rejection wick, as you can tell. I already went over this stuff in the recap, no need to go over it again, so I'm just going to show that real quick, because that's a crazy top tick. And then, since we did inverse on the hourly and 4 hour, our bias was definitely bearish. I just really love the rejection off these levels here. But yeah, this is when we aimed for previous day low. Now, let's go over the shorts that we gave. So, once we tap into this 5-minute, right? We tap into the 5-minute. Since we did inverse already on the higher time frames, we should be looking for sales. I just really love these levels, but mechanically, you should be looking for sales here. Once we tap the 5-minute, we have a very clean V-shape recovery to the downside. Stops here. Targets, I guess, right here. Mostly would be previous day low, which would be all the way down here. For pretty high RR. Sorry. your break-even point would be technically right here for round of 1-to-1, or no, like right here. But considering this is a 5-minute rejection wick and we respected off it, this aligns with the CE of that, so this would have been a better break-even point and would have saved you from a loss. Whether it was a loss or break-even, this is definitely a good loss. Nothing wrong with this. It just failed because, I mean, I guess the reason you could say is because of these rejection levels, and they're very clean. We did end up getting rejection off here, so the longs played out. Shorts did not. Although the shorts aligned with bias and were overall just a better trade, these ended up playing out. And now, when we do get stopped out, we tap very barely, right? We tap into this 5 and 15 minute. We also give a short, but we edged the CE of this entire move down. We don't, as you can see, we don't tap that. We just barely tap this. We get a nice clean candle right there. Not the best inverse in my opinion. Definitely could have been a lower close. Would have been more confident, but this should have been avoidable strictly because we already took a loss on this 5 minute, right? And also at this point in time, if we do come back here, I'm glad I remember this. Okay, right? It's not gonna. There we go. ES is very close to the newly formed all-time high, so you should never short when we're that close to all-time high because it's very obvious that ES is gonna run that real quick before we move lower, if we even move lower. So definitely avoidable. This was not a trade. This was a mechanical / pattern trade. But your analysis should tell you that, for one, the main thing, ES is already very close to the new all-time highs. For two, we did barely tap this. I would have loved to see more of a fill. For three, we did not tap the CE of this. We kind of edged it. And lastly, we just, didn't have much of a strong close there. Like this one was a nice close. But yeah, that's that for the trade recap for the entire week. Pretty shitty. I'm very sorry about this, especially to my future self who's going to be looking back at this video. Could have definitely put more effort into this. Would have been a way better recap if I just did it when I was supposed to instead of waiting for so long. So that's definitely my fault. Probably tonight. I'll try to get it done tonight, depending on how much I have other shit to do. So we'll see how that goes. I'm definitely going to do the recap for today's trade tonight. But yeah, that's the week recap on week 1 of October. Pretty shitty week. Next week, just a heads up, was also pretty shitty as well. We still ended green on that week. We ended green on this week as well. But yeah, that's going to be it for this recap, and I'm going to go do my other stuff now. So peace. So fucking tired.